Matt Wilander just made a remark that nobody saw coming, and it's about Eala. The WTA world is in shock, and what he said might alter everything for the young Filipina star. This isn't just another tennis perspective. This is a proclamation that's compelling everyone, fans, experts, and even her adversaries to take a second look at who Eala truly is. And the response tremendous. When Matt Wilander talks, the tennis world listens. This isn't some retired athlete attempting to remain relevant. This is a 7-time Grand Slam winner, a former world #1, and one of the most regarded experts in the sport. Wilander doesn't throw away compliments lightly. He's recognized for his honesty, his tactical genius, and his ability to sense something in a player long before the rest of the world catches on. So when he made a public remark about Eala, everyone stopped what they were doing and paid attention. Eala, the name has been floating around tennis circles for years now, but primarily in whispers. The young star from the Philippines who won the US Open Girls Singles Championship in 2022. The prodigy who studied at the Rafa Nadal Academy, the first Filipino to win a Grand Slam singles championship at any level. She's been dubbed as the future, the hope, the breakout star that Southeast Asia has been waiting for. But here's the problem. Potential means nothing unless it's achieved. And in professional tennis, the gap between potential and performance is filled with the names of players who never made it. Eala became pro with tremendous expectations on her shoulders. She wasn't only carrying her own aspirations, she was bearing the dreams of a whole country. The Philippines has never had a prominent WTA star. Eala was expected to be the one to alter that, but the transfer from juniors to the main circuit is difficult. It's a cemetery of previous prodigies. The competition is fiercer. The physical demands are rigorous. The mental burden is unbearable. And for someone like Eala, who was thrown into the limelight so young, every defeat seems like a national disappointment. She's had her moments, bursts of brilliance that remind you why people believed in her in the first place. But she's also had her problems. Inconsistent outcomes, early exits, matches when she seemed overwhelmed, the type of performances that make people start to wonder if the fanfare was ever warranted. And in that atmosphere, Matt Wilander's comment didn't simply come, it exploded. Because Matt Wilander didn't simply compliment her. He didn't simply remark she was brilliant or that she had a bright future. He said something considerably more decisive, something that placed his whole reputation on the line. And when someone of his status makes that type of remark, it doesn't just generate attention. It produces a firestorm. But what precisely did he say? And why did it send shockwaves through the whole WTA? It occurred during a live interview at a European tennis tournament. Wilander was there as a guest pundit, breaking down the situation of women's tennis, analyzing the current top players and delivering his usual incisive comments. The talk was proceeding smoothly until the interviewer asked him about upcoming talent. That's when Wilander halted, leaned forward, and uttered something that would be broadcast across every tennis media source within hours. Eala is going to be a top 10 player. I'm not talking about potential. I'm not talking about maybe. I'm expressing that as a fact. She has everything. The skill, the mindset, the work ethic, and most crucially, the champion's instinct. I've been watching tennis for almost 40 years, and I know what distinguishes the excellent from the great. Eala is special. She simply needs time. The room became quiet. The interviewer, evidently taken by surprise, asked him to explain. Wilander didn't back down. He doubled down. People are impatient. They witness her lose a match and they start questioning. But I'm telling you, this girl is extraordinary. She reminds me of athletes I've seen rise through the ranks that everyone overlooked at first. She's got the fire. She's got the talent. And she's got something you can't teach. The capacity to rise at crucial occasions. Mark my words. Within the next 3 years, she'll be contending for Grand Slam championships. Grand Slam championships. Not simply top 10. Not simply a strong career. Grand Slam championships. Wilander wasn't hedging. He wasn't playing it safe. He was making a strong, unequivocal forecast about a player who at that point was still striving to establish herself in the top 200. It was the type of remark that could either appear amazing in retrospect or absolutely ruin his reputation if it didn't come true. And here's what made it even more startling. Wilander is not renowned for exaggeration. He's blasted elite players before. He's been hard on stars who didn't match his criteria. He's never been the kind to hop on a hype train simply because a player is young and exciting. So for him to come out and make this type of announcement about Eala, it meant something. It indicated he actually believed it. But belief and reality are two distinct things, and the tennis world was ready to let him know precisely what they thought. The issue wasn't whether Wilander believed it. The question was, did anyone else? The response was fast and it was split. Within hours, video of Wilander's remarks were all over social media. Tennis journalists were producing think pieces. Former players were being asked to weigh in and the views dramatically divided. Some folks were inspired. They regarded Wilander's statements as a vindication of what they'd been saying all along. Eala followers, particularly in the Philippines, burst with joy. Finally, someone with actual credibility was expressing what they'd thought from the start. Social media in Manila surged. Hashtags like Eala to the top and Faith in Alex trended for days. Fans swarmed her Instagram with words of support. It seemed like a movement, but not everyone was rejoicing. Several WTA insiders were suspicious. One anonymous coach told a tennis site, "Wilander is a legend, but this is a huge claim. Top 10. Grand Slams. She hasn't even cracked the top 150 consistently yet. I hope he's right, but this kind of pressure could backfire." And that was the nice version. On Twitter, several fans and pundits were less polite. "Matt is losing it. Eala is talented, but top 10, come on. There are 20 players with higher results and experience right now." Another commentator said, "This is the problem with legends. They fall in love with a narrative and ignore the reality." Even some current players seemed uncomfortable with the attention she was suddenly getting. While none spoke on the record, whispers circulated that a few rising stars felt overlooked. Why was Wilander crowning Eala when there were other young players with higher ranks and more consistent results? Was this about skill or was this about storyline? Then there were some who adopted the middle ground. Respected pundits like Patrick McEnroe recognized Eala's skill but cautioned prudence. "She has all the tools," McEnroe remarked in a podcast. "But tennis is harsh. We've seen players with everything come apart emotionally." Wilander's comment raises pressure. Let's see how she handles it. The WTA itself kept publicly impartial, but privately there was curiosity. Eala was already someone they wanted to promote. A youthful, personable player from an underserved region with a captivating story. Wilander's support gave them even more motive to thrust her into the limelight. Sponsorship negotiations started. Media opportunities opened. Alex Eala, whether she was ready or not, was set to become one of the most talked about players on tour. But here's the issue with unexpected popularity in tennis. It doesn't simply uplift you. It exposes you. And the reaction was only getting begun. The internet is undefeated. And when Matt Wilander's comment regarding Alex Eala became viral, the internet did what it does best. It turned into a battlefield. On one side, you had the believers. Eala's fan following, which had always been enthusiastic, grew militant. They clipped every highlight from her junior career. They released metrics proving her development. They contended that opponents were being myopic, that Wilander saw something others couldn't. "You don't doubt a 7-time Grand Slam winner." One popular tweet said, "If Matt says she's the real deal, she's the real deal." Filipino sports fans especially rallied behind her like never before. Eala wasn't simply a tennis player to them. She was a symbol, a sign that their nation could produce world-class athletes in a sport dominated by Europe and North America. Wilander's statements seemed like worldwide acknowledgement. It was validation on the largest stage. But the doubters were just as vicious. One tennis analytics account analyzed Eala's recent performances and wrote a thread. "Let's be serious. She's 2-8 in her previous 10 matches. Her serve needs work. Her mobility on hard courts is uneven. Wilander is a legend, but this perspective is premature at best." The thread gained thousands of likes and retweets. It triggered discussions in the comments that continued for days. Other critics went farther. Some accused Wilander of bias, alleging that his relationship to the Rafa Nadal Academy, where Eala trained, impacted his opinion. "Of course he's going to hype her up." One remark read, "She's part of the Nadal brand. This is marketing, not analysis." And then there were the personal attacks because this is the internet and subtlety doesn't sell. Eala's Instagram comments were a mix of love and anger. Positive responses were drowned out by trolls saying she didn't deserve the attention, that she was overhyped, that Wilander was setting her up for failure. It turned nasty quickly. But Eala didn't. She didn't answer. She kept quiet. No remarks, no social media posts addressing the matter. Just focus, just work. And that silence said everything. Meanwhile, several of her peers started to speak out, not against her, but in support of the pressure she was now facing. One young WTA player wrote, "People forget we're human. Imagine being 19 and having the world debate whether you're worthy. Let her play." It was a subtle reminder that beneath all the fanfare and controversy was a young woman attempting to build a career. Wilander himself was questioned about the response. His reaction? Calm, assured. "I stand by what I said. People may question all they want. I've been in this sport long enough to see it when I see it. Alex Eala will prove me right." But the main issue wasn't whether Wilander believed it. The real issue was whether Alex Eala believed it too. Pressure is a peculiar thing in tennis. It may either forge you into something indestructible or it can shatter you before you ever realize your potential. Alex Eala now found herself in a situation most athletes never encounter. She has one of the best tennis minds in history openly labeling her a future champion. She had a country behind her anticipating greatness. She had sponsors watching, media outlets monitoring her every step, and critics waiting for her to fail. All of this before she'd even won a WTA title. And here's the harsh reality. This type of attention changes you. It affects how you approach matches. It affects how you handle losses. It changes how you view yourself. Some players thrive under pressure. They use it as fuel. Others crumble. They start trying not to lose instead of playing to win. They second-guess themselves. They feel the weight of expectations with every serve, every forehand, every point. Eala's next tournament would be the most watched of her career, not because it was a Grand Slam, not because she was a high seed, but because everyone wanted to see how she'd respond. Would she rise to the occasion? Would she play with the confidence of someone who just received the greatest endorsement? Or would she tighten up, overwhelmed by the spotlight? Her team recognized the stakes. They quickly went to work minimizing the noise. Her coach repeated the same message over and over. Block it out. Focus on your game. Wilander's belief is a gift, but it's not a guarantee. You still have to earn it. But tuning out the noise is easier said than done. Especially when everywhere you turn, people are talking about you. When your phone is flooded with messages. When every practice session feels like it's under a microscope. And then there's the mental side. Eala was already dealing with the pressure of being a national icon. Now she had the added stress of living up to Wilander's prediction. What if she didn't make the top 10? What if she never won a Grand Slam? Would she be seen as a failure? Would the same people praising her today turn on her tomorrow? But here's what separates Eala from so many others. She's been doubted before. She's fought through injuries. She's dealt with critics. She's climbed through the Junes when people said she was too small, too inconsistent, too emotional. And she's proven them wrong before. Wilander's declaration wasn't just pressure. It was permission. Permission to believe in herself the way he believed in her. Permission to silence the doubters by letting her racket do the talking. Permission to dream as big as the world was now demanding. The question was no longer whether she could handle the pressure. The question was whether she was ready to become everything people said she could be. Let's zoom out for a moment because this isn't just about one player. This is about what Alex Eala represents. For decades, tennis has been dominated by the same regions. Europe, North America, Australia. South America has given us legends. But Southeast Asia has largely been absent from the elite level of the sport. Sure, there have been flashes, players who made noise, who broke barriers, but never one who consistently challenged for the biggest titles. No one who made the world stop and say, "This is a superstar." Alex Eala has the chance to be that player. And Matt Wilander's comment simply accelerated that possibility. If Eala succeeds, if she breaks into the top 10, if she competes for Grand Slams, if she becomes the star Wilander believes she can be, the impact goes far beyond her own career. It opens doors. It inspires the next generation of Filipino athletes. It proves that world-class tennis talent can come from anywhere. It changes the narrative. But if she doesn't, if the pressure becomes too much, if injuries intervene, or if the gap between potential and performance never closes, then Wilander's comment becomes a cautionary tale. A reminder that belief, no matter how sincere, is not enough. That talent alone doesn't guarantee success. And that's what makes this moment so fascinating because we don't know how it ends yet. Right now, Alex Eala is standing at a crossroads. One path leads to everything Wilander predicted. Grand Slam finals. Top 10 rankings. A legacy that extends beyond tennis. The other leads to what IFS and unfulfilled promise. The tennis world is watching. The WTA is watching. The Philippines is watching. And somewhere, Matt Wilander is watching too. Confident, unbothered, convinced that history will prove him right. But the only person who can truly write that history is Alex Eala herself. So was Matt Wilander right? Is Alex Eala destined for greatness? Or did he simply place unreasonable pressure on a young player still finding her way? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. One statement changed everything. The conversation around Eala is no longer about potential. It's about expectation. And in tennis, that's where legends are either born or broken. What do you think? Is Wilander a visionary, or did he set Eala up for the biggest challenge of her career? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on Eala's journey and everything happening in women's tennis, hit subscribe and turn on notifications because this story is just getting started. IDNID.